Hi everyone, so today's lesson is lesson 3.6, completing the square. So before we go over these three examples, the complete the square formula is b/2 whole squared equals c. And so the goal of these questions are to find the value of c so then we can factor the overall equations. So for question number 1, if we did b/2 squared, we would get 10/2 squared, which is 5 squared, which is 25. So thus our value for c would be 25. So we would be left with the equation x squared plus 10x plus 25. And as we demonstrated in our previous videos how to factor equations, we would get x plus 5 squared. And thus our value for x is negative 5.
Example 2, we are again going to use the complete the square formula. So 7 is our b value, so it's going to be 7/2 squared. 7/2 equals 3.5, and 3.5 squared equals 12.25. So our c value equals 12.25. Because this equation is not easily factorable, we're going to use the quadratic equation. So if you remember, the formula for the quadratic equation is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So our b value in this equation is 7. So it'll be negative 7 plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is 49, minus 4 times the a value, which is 1, times the c value, which is 12.25, all over 2 times the a value, which is 1. When you simplify the equation underneath the radical, you get 0. So it'll be negative 7 plus or minus 0 over 2. So our answer will be negative 3.5.
So for our last question, we will be doing the same method of b/2 squared. So our b value in here is 8, and if we put it over squared, we get 4. So 4 squared is 16. So our c value is 16. So our overall quadratic equation is 2x squared plus 8x plus 16. However, as you can see, this equation can be divided by 2 to get a more simpler form, which would be x squared plus 4x plus 8. This function cannot be factored, so we would have to solve it through the quadratic formula once again. So it would be negative 4 plus or minus b squared, which is 16, minus 4ac, which is negative 4 times 1 times 8, all over 2a, which is 2 times 1. So if we were to simplify this, we would get negative 4 plus or minus 48 over 2. And if we were to further simplify this, we would get negative 4 plus or minus 4 rad 3 over 2. And if we further simplify this, we would get negative 2 plus or minus 2 rad 3. And so our final answer is negative 2 plus or minus 2 rad 3. So that sums up our video on completing the square. For more content like this, please like and subscribe to our channel and comment down below any suggestions.